stuff, like I said, you want to go through. You saw what Shedeur Sanders was capable of. We all knew what Shedeur Sanders was capable of, and he's gonna show that he should start there. Flacco's there, Kenny Pickett was hurt, that little itty bitty boy from Oregon, whatever his name is.
Dylan Gabriel.
Gabriel, he's an itty bitty spider. No. Shedeur Sanders is a ball player, fellas, and I love that he went out there. You can say what you want about that man. Sooner or later, that ball's about to snap in the middle of that field between that 100 and that 53, and we're going to see what football's about, and Shedeur showed.
The sports world and the internet are both in meltdown tonight because Jake Paul just went off about Shedeur Sanders, setting the record straight in a way so savage that fans are losing their minds and haters are absolutely fuming. It all started when rumors swirled that Jake Paul had been trashing Shedeur Sanders behind the scenes, dismissing the young quarterback's rise as overhype and calling him just another football kid riding his dad's name. Blogs ran with the story, Twitter caught fire, and suddenly Jake was being painted as the latest villain in Shedeur's Cinderella story. But then came the bombshell. Jake Paul took to Instagram Live, looking dead into the camera, and unloaded. "Stop twisting my words. I never hated on Shedeur. In fact, I respect the hell out of him. He's young, he's hungry, and he's changing the game. You all want drama that ain't there. But if you keep lying on my name, I'ma start exposing people." That line, "I'ma start exposing people," hit the internet like a nuclear bomb. Fans flooded the chat with fire emojis, while haters instantly clipped it, calling him desperate for clout. One viral tweet read, "Jake Paul praising Shedeur. Didn't see that coming." Another shot back, "Nah, he's only doing this because the Sanders name is hot right now." Within minutes, the hashtags Jake for Shedeur, respect or clout, and a haters fuming all started trending. TikTok edits spliced Jake's fiery defense with highlights of Shedeur's best plays, turning the whole feud into an internet-wide debate. Is Jake Paul showing respect or just chasing relevance? Meanwhile, insiders whispered that Jake's rant wasn't just off the cuff. It was a calculated move after Deion Sanders himself supposedly confronted him privately. And if that's true, then this story isn't just about Jake Paul clearing his name. It's about a clash of egos that could explode way bigger than anyone expects. Shedeur Sanders isn't just a quarterback anymore. He's a cultural phenomenon. The son of NFL legend and Colorado coach Deion Primetime Sanders, Shedeur has been living under the weight of sky-high expectations since the day he first picked up a football. And against all odds, he hasn't just met those expectations, he's been shattering them. Every Saturday, the cameras aren't just pointed at the field, they're locked on Shedeur. From his ice-cold poise in crunch time to his viral watch flex celebration flashing the Rolex on his wrist, he's transformed from just Deion's kid into the face of a new era of college football swagger. ESPN segments, TikTok edits, celebrity shoutouts. Shedeur is everywhere. But that spotlight cuts both ways. The brighter Shedeur shines, the more haters crawl out of the shadows, quick to dismiss him as overrated, protected by his dad, or just a hype machine. And that's where Jake Paul's name crashed into the narrative. Because love him or hate him, Jake Paul has mastered one thing: staying in the headlines. He started as a YouTuber pulling off wild pranks, turned into a viral villain, then flipped the script into a legit boxing draw who sold out arenas and cashed in millions. But for every victory he celebrated, there's been controversy trailing right behind him. From beefs with rappers to scandals on social media, Jake has built his brand on chaos. And when he entered boxing, fans doubted him until he started actually knocking people out. Yet no matter what, the whispers never stopped. Jake Paul is all hype. Sound familiar? That's why, when the rumor mill suddenly tied Jake Paul's name to Shedeur Sanders, with claims Jake had been trashing him in private, it was like mixing gasoline with fire. Two polarizing figures, both accused of being all hype, suddenly thrown into the same conversation. The story spread. Fast anonymous insider blogs claimed Jake had called Shedeur just another football kid with a famous dad. A viral TikTok stitched the claim over a clip of Jake sparring in the gym, captioned, "Jake Paul dissing Shedeur. He's done." Sports fans went ballistic. One viral tweet read, "Not Jake Paul coming for Shedeur. Bro, pick on someone your own lane." Another blasted, "Jake jealous cause Shedeur gets love without begging for attention." Within hours, Jake's name was trending alongside Shedeur's, and suddenly the internet decided there was beef. Whether it was real or not. And here's where the tension got explosive. Deion Sanders himself. Prime Time isn't just Shedeur's father. He's his protector, promoter, and biggest fan. Every interview, every press conference, Deion makes it clear, my kids are built different. So when rumors swirled that Jake Paul had been downplaying Shedeur, insiders whispered that Deion took notice. One supposed leaked DM showed Deion messaging a journalist, "Don't put my son in Jake Paul's mouth unless he's ready to back it up." Was it real? Nobody could confirm, but once it hit Twitter, the narrative became clear. Deion Sanders doesn't play when it comes to Shedeur. Meanwhile, Jake Paul stayed silent until he didn't. When he finally went live on Instagram, the internet froze, staring straight into the camera, shirtless after a sparring session. Jake spat fire. "Stop twisting my words. I never hated on Shedeur. I respect the hell out of him. He's young, he's hungry, and he's changing the game. You'll just want drama that ain't there. But if you keep lying on my name, I'ma start exposing people." The word exposing hit like lightning. Was Jake hinting he had dirt on the blogs pushing the story? Was he suggesting there were other athletes trashing Shedeur behind the scenes? Fans immediately started spinning theories, while haters dismissed it as Jake being Jake, stirring chaos to keep his name hot. The reaction was instant. Twitter lit up with thousands of comments. Supporters wrote, "Respect to Jake for clearing the air. He gave Shedeur his flowers." Finally, someone showing love instead of jealousy. But the haters weren't convinced. Jake just chasing clout off the Sanders name. Respect Shedeur? Bro, you only said that because you got caught. TikTok edits flooded the For You page. Jake's rant synced with Shedeur's highlight reels. Dramatic text captions reading, "Respect or relevance." Even celebrities got involved. One NBA player tweeted, "Jake calling out lies about Shedeur. That's rare real talk from him." But a rival boxer chimed in, "Jake only respects dudes he knows he can't beat." And behind all the chaos, one question loomed. Why did Jake feel the need to set the record straight so aggressively? Was it really just about Shedeur's name? Or was it about protecting his own brand from being dragged into a firestorm he didn't light? Because if Deion Sanders was really watching from the sidelines, waiting for Jake Paul to slip, then this drama wasn't just about clout, it was about pride, ego, and a potential showdown between one of sport's loudest promoters and one of entertainment's loudest disruptors. Jake Paul's fiery livestream should have been the end of the rumors. He looked into the camera, gave Shedeur Sanders his flowers, and warned everyone to stop twisting his name. But instead of calming things down, the rant lit a fuse under the culture. Because that one line, "I'ma start exposing people," didn't just shut down the haters, it opened a floodgate of speculation. Twitter exploded instantly. One viral post read, "Jake Paul defending Shedeur. Didn't have that on my 2024 bingo card." Another mocked, "Bro realized coming for Deion's kid would end his career real quick." But the most controversial thread came from an anonymous account claiming to have inside info from the Sanders camp. The thread alleged Jake did make shady comments about Shedeur in private, but was now backtracking because Primetime checked him. The thread blew up, gaining over 100K likes. Screenshots circulated claiming to show Jake in a private group chat calling Shedeur overhyped and not ready for the league. Were they real? Nobody knew, but once they hit the timeline, fans went insane. And then, Shedeur himself broke his silence. In a tweet that hit 2 million views in less than an hour, Shedeur simply wrote, "All good. We let the field do the talking." The post was icy, short, and straight to the point. Fans flooded it with praise, calling it the most savage non-reaction possible. One reply read, "Shedeur don't even gotta say Jake's name. That's power." Another added, "Jake doing Instagram essays. Shedeur just tweeting one line, levels." Meanwhile, Deion Sanders allegedly wasn't as calm. According to insiders at Colorado, Deion was heated after seeing Jake Paul's rant. One source claimed he told staff, "Ain't nobody gonna make a name off my son. Not Jake, not nobody." Another insider leaked a supposed voicemail Deion left for a sports journalist. "Tell Jake Paul if he wants respect, he better keep Shedeur's name out his mouth unless he's ready to show receipts." That supposed voicemail, whether real or fake, was clipped and shared everywhere. Suddenly, fans were convinced Jake Paul had stepped into dangerous territory. and Primetime himself was locked in. Then came the first twist. A gossip blog posted what they claimed was a leaked text exchange between Jake Paul and an unnamed athlete. In the texts, Jake allegedly wrote, "Shedeur cool, but let's be real. He ain't league ready. Just hype because of his dad." The blog dropped screenshots, watermarked with exclusive, and the internet lost its mind. Fans screamed, "Exposed!" Jake caught lying. Haters roasted him, spamming clown emojis under every one of his posts. Jake's camp immediately denied the texts, calling them fake, but the damage was already done. TikTok creators pounced, turning the supposed texts into viral skits. One popular edit showed Jake praising Shedeur on Instagram Live, then cutting to the leaked text with the caption, "When you forget the internet keeps receipts." The video pulled 15 million views in 2 days. On Instagram, sports pages like Overtime and Bleacher Report posted polls. Do you believe Jake Paul respects Shedeur Sanders? The results were split right down the middle. Celebrities jumped in too. NFL players like Micah Parsons defended Shedeur, kid proving himself every game. That's real respect. Boxer Ryan Garcia mocked Jake on Twitter. Stop riding hype. First boxing, now football? Clout chaser. Even rapper Meek Mill weighed in, tweeting, "You're all trying to pitch Shedeur and Jake against each other for clicks. Weird energy." But the most shocking celeb reaction came from LeBron James, who liked Shedeur's "We let the field do the talking" tweet. A subtle move that sent fans into a frenzy. One viral comment read, "When Bron co-signs, it's over. Jake lost." And then, the whispers grew darker. An anonymous sports insider claimed that Jake Paul wasn't lying in his live stream, but he also wasn't telling the whole truth. According to them, Jake had heard other athletes in the boxing world trashing Shedeur, and that's why he dropped the line about exposing people. If true, that meant Jake's rant wasn't just about himself. It was a warning shot to the entire sports industry. Stop dragging Shedeur's name in private, or Jake Paul will put you on blast. The tension reached a boiling point when TMZ dropped a headline. Deion Sanders responds to Jake Paul drama, "We protect our own." In the article, Deion allegedly said, "Jake's got a platform. Use it to build people up, not tear them down. That's all I'm gonna say." Fans dissected every word. Was that shade? A warning? Or Deion extending an olive branch? Whatever it was, it left the internet buzzing. Jake Paul wasn't just messing with Shedeur anymore. He was standing toe-to-toe with Deion Sanders himself, and that's where the conflict flipped. What started as a rumor about Jake Paul dissing, Shedeur Sanders had morphed into a full-blown spectacle. Leaks, texts, voicemails, athlete reactions, celebrity cosigns, and the looming presence of Deion, ready to defend his son's name at any cost. The lines were drawn, Jake Paul insisting he respects Shedeur, fans doubting his sincerity after the supposed text leak, Deion Sanders standing in the shadows, daring Jake to slip again. And then came Jake's most cryptic post yet, a black screen on Instagram stories with just 3 words. "Receipts incoming soon." The internet froze. Was Jake about to drop names? Was he really holding evidence that other athletes were clowning Shedeur in private? Or was this just another Jake Paul stunt to keep his name trending? Nobody knew, but everybody wanted to find out. The second Jake Paul posted that cryptic black screen, "Receipts incoming soon," the internet went into full detective mode. Reddit threads blew up overnight, with fans theorizing what kind of receipts Jake was holding. Some claimed he had private DMs from other athletes mocking Shedeur Sanders. Others insisted he had voice memos of big-name sports analysts dismissing Deion's son as all hype. A wild theory even suggested Jake was about to drop footage of Shedeur's rivals trash-talking him at private parties. By morning, Receiptsgate was trending across Twitter and TikTok. Everyone was waiting for Jake to deliver. And then, Jake added fuel to the fire. He posted a cryptic IG story of him scrolling through his phone gallery, smirking at the camera and captioning it, "Should I drop these now or let them sweat?" The video lasted less than 10 seconds, but it detonated online. Fans begged him to release the files. Haters mocked him for dragging it out. One viral comment read, "Classic Jake, all bark, no receipts." But that only set the stage for the shocking reveal. Hours later, a gossip page dropped what they claimed to be the first leaked receipt. It was a blurry screenshot of a group chat involving several young NFL players. In the chat, one message allegedly read, "Shedeur ain't built like that. He's only shining because Primetime is pulling strings." The name attached. A recognizable wide receiver already playing in the league. Fans went ballistic. Tweets flooded in. So Jake wasn't lying. Other athletes are hating on Shedeur behind the scenes. This changes everything. They clown him in private but stay quiet in public. But skeptics immediately called it fake. One fan tweeted, "That font ain't even iMessage. Nice try." Still, the damage was done. The idea that athletes were secretly dissing Shedeur spread like wildfire. And then came Shedeur's own cryptic response. He tweeted, "Hate in the dark can't stop light on the field." The post hit 1 million likes in under 24 hours. Fans called it the perfect clapback. Classy, confident, and dripping with quiet menace. One reply read, "Shedeur just ethered the haters without even naming names." Meanwhile, Jake reposted the tweet on his story with a fire emoji, as if to say, "See, even Shedeur knows I'm right." But the story didn't stop there. Deion Sanders allegedly called a closed-door meeting with Colorado players after the leaks spread. One insider claimed Deion told the locker room, "I don't care who said what or who's leaking chats. My son earned his stripes on the field and the rest is noise." Yet, another source whispered something far darker. That Deion privately told staff he suspected Jake Paul himself might be planting fake receipts just to stir chaos. That rumor spread fast, with fans debating, was Jake really exposing real haters? Or was he fabricating screenshots to keep himself in the headlines? Then came the second shocking reveal. A sports gossip blog dropped an audio clip, allegedly a voice memo between two unnamed analysts. In the clip, one voice said, "Shedeur's good, but without Deion, he's mid at best." Another replied, "Yeah, it's all marketing. He's not NFL material." The recording tore through social media. Fans were outraged. The disrespect is unreal. Others defended it as just analyst talk. But the timing, right after Jake teased receipts, made everyone believe he was the one leaking it. Jake fanned the flames by tweeting a cryptic, "Told you, don't play with me." Now the internet was in full meltdown. Sports fans were divided. Team Shedeur supporters argued he was proving himself every week on the field. Jake Paul fans said he was exposing the fake love in the industry. Haters claimed both were clout chasing. TikTok edits went crazy. Highlights of Shedeur's game-winning drive spliced with Jake's "Don't play with me" audio. Captioned, "Haters fuming while Shedeur shining." Even NBA stars chimed in. Ja Morant allegedly commented under a Shedeur highlight, "Respect. Haters gon' hate." While NFL vets tweeted, but here's the kicker. Jake Paul wasn't finished. At the end of the week, he posted yet another story. A photo of him with his laptop open, files blurred out, and the caption, "This is just the beginning. Don't make me drop everything." That sent conspiracy theories into overdrive. Was Jake holding more dirt on Shedeur's rivals? Was he bluffing? Or was this all part of a bigger game? Jake inserting himself into football drama to keep his name hot outside of boxing. The lines were now completely blurred. Was Jake Paul defending Shedeur out of genuine respect? Was he exposing the hidden hate other athletes had for Deion's son? Or was this a carefully orchestrated stunt to hijack the Sanders spotlight and turn it into Jake Paul headlines? Nobody had the answers, but everybody had an opinion. And the war was only just heating up. By the weekend, Twitter, Instagram, TikTok, Puri social media battlefield Banchukithi. On one side, Jake Paul stans were hyping him up for exposing fake love in sports. On the other side, Shedeur supporters were rallying behind his calm one-liners and cold-blooded game highlights. And right in the middle, haters from both camps were dragging them equally. The hashtags told the whole story. Receiptsgate, Respect or Clout, Jaga Stand with Shedeur, and Ja Jake the Clout Chaser all trended simultaneously. Celebs or athletes openly line choose karne lage. LeBron James quietly liked Shedeur's tweet, "Hate in the dark can't stop light on the field." That single click sent the internet into a frenzy. One fan wrote, "When Bron co-signs, it's game over. Jake lost." Another replied, "Bron knows Shedeur is the future. Respect from the king." On the flip side, Logan Paul jumped in to defend his brother, posting on his podcast account. People love to hate Jake, but the truth is, He's one of the only dudes brave enough to call out fake energy in sports. That clip alone pulled millions of views, but it also brought more heat. Critics accused the Paul brothers of manufacturing drama to stay relevant. NFL stars weren't quiet either. Micah Parsons tweeted, "Shedeur proving himself every week. That's real receipts." Tyreek Hill chimed in, "Keep your head up, young king." But the real chaos started when eagle-eyed viewers began dissecting the video, trying to match the voices with real players. Conspiracies flew. Was that an NFL rookie? A veteran? A rival QB? Threads popped up naming possible suspects, each one wilder than the last. TikTok detectives slowed the clip down, zoomed into blurry reflections in the background, and swore they spotted certain athletes. The comments section turned into a digital manhunt. And then, out of nowhere, Jake Paul posted one single tweet. "Told you. Receipts don't lie." The internet froze. Was he confirming he leaked the video, or just taking credit for the chaos? Either way, fans lost their minds. One viral tweet read, "Jake Paul just detonated the sports world with one clip." Another said, "This ain't defending Shedeur anymore. This is all-out war." Shedeur Sanders himself finally broke his cool. Posting on Instagram stories, he wrote, "Keep my name out your mouths. I'll show you what average looks like on game day." The message was raw, emotional, and the first time Shedeur directly addressed the hate, fans rallied around him instantly, flooding his comments with fire emojis and motivational quotes. But the fact that he cracked the calm, icy persona even once proved just how deep the cut was. Meanwhile, Deion Sanders erupted in fury. At a press conference the next day, Primetime didn't mince words. "These so-called men, laughing behind closed doors, tearing down my son, cowards, straight cowards. You ain't man enough to say it to his face, but you'll laugh at a party. Shame on you, and shame on whoever's leaking this garbage. We see you." The room went silent. Reporters tweeted the quotes instantly, and within minutes, the Primetime Furious was trending. Fans went wild, some cheering Deion's fire, others speculating whether his anger was really aimed at Jake Paul himself. Then came the shocker nobody saw coming. An insider journalist claimed that the leaked video wasn't dug up by Jake Paul. It was allegedly given to him by someone inside Shedeur's own circle. Journalist dropped a cryptic post. "The snake isn't outside the Sanders camp. It's inside. Trust is broken." That revelation flipped everything upside down. Suddenly, fans weren't just debating Jake Paul versus Shedeur. They were asking, who inside Shedeur's world wanted this chaos? Was it a jealous teammate? A bitter ex-friend? Or someone leaking info for clout and money? Theories went insane. Some claimed a Colorado teammate secretly recorded the clip. Others said it was a former associate of Deion trying to sabotage the family. A wilder theory accused Jake Paul of paying insiders to plant fake chaos. Just to keep himself trending, every option was messy. Every option pointed to betrayal, and that's where the cliffhanger leaves us. Jake Paul says he has receipts, and now the world has seen one. But the bigger mystery isn't what the receipts say, it's who put them in Jake's hands. Because if someone inside Shedeur's camp really betrayed him, then this drama isn't just Jake versus Shedeur anymore. It's Shedeur versus the snakes in his own house. The last 24 hours have turned this saga from a rumor into a scandal, from a beef into a war. Shedeur Sanders, Jake Paul, Deion Sanders, they're all at the center of a story that has blurred the lines between sports, clout, and betrayal. And now the world waits, eyes locked on the next move. Will Jake Paul drop more footage? Will the mystery snake inside Shedeur's circle be exposed? Or will Deion Sanders unleash the full weight of primetime revenge on everyone involved? One thing is certain, this isn't over. In fact, it's only just begun. So now, fam, the question isn't just about Jake Paul or Shedeur Sanders anymore. It's about the bigger picture. Because after all the leaks, the rants, the cryptic tweets, the shady videos, and the whispers of betrayal inside Shedeur's own circle, one truth has become impossible to ignore. This story is far from over, and here's where you come in. Do you believe Jake Paul actually stood up for Shedeur, exposing the fake love in sports? Or do you think he played the ultimate clout-chasing move, hijacking the Sanders name to keep himself trending? Or, and this is the darkest theory yet, do you think someone inside Shedeur's camp betrayed him, feeding Jake Paul receipts just to stir chaos? Drop your answer in the comments right now. Because this isn't just drama on social media anymore. This is a cultural war, and your voice adds fuel to the fire. But let's be real. We're only scratching the surface. Insiders are already whispering about more receipts waiting to drop, more recordings, more screenshots, maybe even names. Imagine the fallout if an NFL star gets outed as the one clowning Shedeur behind closed doors. Imagine the chaos if a teammate is exposed as the snake in his circle. Imagine the explosion if Deion Sanders himself decides to call Jake Paul out by name at a press conference or, even worse, on national TV. And knowing Jake, he isn't going to let this quiet down. Not now. Not when he's got the whole sports world watching. So, here's what you need to do. Smash that like button if you think Shedeur Sanders is proving the haters wrong every time he steps on the field. Hit subscribe right now, because the moment Jake Paul drops the next receipt, you'll want to be the first to see it broken down. And flood the comments. Are you riding with Team Shedeur, Team Jake, or Team Snake inside the camp? Mark my words, this is only the beginning, because Jake Paul doesn't tease without a plan. Deion Sanders doesn't get furious without a reason, and Shedeur Sanders doesn't crack unless the pressure is heavier than any of us realize. The next leak could drop tonight, tomorrow, or right before Shedeur's next big game. But when it does, this saga will explode into something even bigger than boxing, football, or clout. This will become a battle for legacy, a fight over truth, a war over respect, and you're not going to want to miss a second of it. So strap in, fam. The firestorm has only just started, and the next twist could change everything.